September 2002. Roy and Charlotte Hagelin welcome their second child into the world, a baby boy named Jack.
Everything about him, his hands, his feet, everything was so perfect. We unwrapped him and then wrapped him up again.
Basically everything was full steam ahead. He was eating well. He looked like a normal, healthy baby.
But 2 weeks later, things begin to change.
He started spitting up. Then we also noticed that his bowel movements started to become loose.
He was looking very pale, not looking well, but it happens occasionally. Nothing to be alarmed about.
The Hagelins never experienced these problems with Jack's older sister, Christina, so they decide to take him to their pediatrician.
I thought that he might have had gastroesophageal reflux, so we thickened his feedings and sent him home.
Jack was okay for about a day or so, and then the spitting up started to become a little bit more than spitting up, and the diarrhea started to become a little bit more frequent.
8, 9, up to 10 diapers in a day. I mean, it's been as high as 30 diapers in a day.
For the next 3 weeks, Roy and Charlotte are on the phone with Dr. Levy every day, trying to find the right formula for Jack. But nothing seems to work, and Jack is losing weight rapidly. Terrified, they bring him back to Dr. Levy.
When I saw Jack at 5 weeks, I was horrified at how his condition had deteriorated.
He said he is severely dehydrated. He had lost 2 pounds and said he needs to get fluid immediately.
The Hagelins race to the emergency room, where the doctors tell them that 5-week-old Jack is literally starving to death.
The medical term was he was in malnutrition dehydration because he was not taking anything in.
You just think, oh my gosh, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Should I have brought him to the doctor sooner?
Dr. Levy said, I don't know what's wrong with Jack. He needs to be put into the intensive care unit.
Jack is immediately admitted and put through a battery of tests. The doctors can't find anything wrong. Just as a precaution, they start him on a course of antibiotics. After 2 days, Jack still can't keep his formula down and appears to be barely hanging on. Doctors speculate that it could be an allergy to milk protein and put him on a milk-free formula. 10 days pass, and Jack appears to stabilize. Then, a bizarre new symptom begins to develop.
His right foot started to swell. And they just monitored it. However, the swelling started to become a little bit more prevalent. It went into his whole right leg. Then it went into his left leg.
It eventually just stayed in both legs, and his legs came to look like tree trunks.
The doctors think the swelling is somehow related to Jack's other symptoms, but they don't know how. 2-month-old Jack is put on steroids in an effort to reduce the inflammation. It helps a little, but his legs remain noticeably swollen.
This was something beyond normal, beyond any stories that I had heard.
But for Charlotte, this is all too familiar. 39 years earlier, her twin brother died after displaying bizarre symptoms just like Jack's. Then, 13 years later, her sister's son succumbed to a mysterious illness, again with similar symptoms. Now the same killer seems to be attacking Jack.
Jack's symptoms certainly coincided with that family history, but we could not come up with a true diagnosis for them.
It scared me. It scared me. I prayed that I wouldn't have to go through what my parents had gone through, what my sister had gone through.
After 2 months in the hospital on his new milk-free diet, Jack finally seems to be stabilizing, so the doctors send him home.
I was hoping that it was done with, like, okay, we dodged this bullet, we found out what was wrong, we're moving forward here, and, you know, we'll go on to being normal.
But Jack is only home for 2 weeks when it starts all over again. He can't stop vomiting and suddenly spikes a 104-degree fever. Charlotte rushes him back to the hospital.
They found out that he had H. flu bacteremia. Again, this far-out thing that I had never heard of.
The doctors immediately put Jack on intravenous antibiotics to get rid of the H. flu, a common bacterial infection. After a couple of days, he begins to get better. But as the months pass, the cycle continues. Jack is spending more time in the hospital than he is at home, constantly on the brink of starvation or fighting infections, and no one can figure out why.
We saw gastrointestinal, immunology, allergy, pulmonologist, cardiologist, a rheumatologist. Every specialist there is, we have.
Nobody was giving me a solid diagnosis other than a milk protein allergy. And milk protein allergies don't cause infections.
I knew there was something else. Deep down, I knew there was something else.
Then, as Jack approaches his first birthday, when Roy and Charlotte think there simply can't be any more surprises left, Jack manifests his most bizarre symptom yet.
Jack cut his first teeth, and they were both pointed.
Toothpick point teeth.
They were like fangs, really.
The Hagelins are horrified and scared for their son.
We were afraid he was going to hurt himself, so we took him to the pediatric dentist.
The dentist believes there's a reasonable explanation for the strange teeth.
The dentist felt that this just could be a result of all the medication that Jack was on.
He files them down and tells Charlotte that it will be easier to take x-rays when Jack is older. But Charlotte is overcome with dread. She remembers that her nephew had cut a few teeth before he died, and they were pointed, just like Jack's.
The worst fear was that they were going to lose another little boy in their family.
I wanted Jack to be different. I wanted his case to be curable, and I didn't want Jack to seem like he was doomed.